Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Veterans Virtual Job Fair. Today, we will be hearing from 8 employers hiring for various positions across multiple industries. Each employer will speak for 10 minutes to give you some information about their company and will highlight the job openings they currently have. If you have any questions at any time, please type them into the chat and we will address them during the Q&A session that will be taking place after all the employers have presented. Today's session is being recorded and will be made available in the employer booths for you to refer to later. Now, I am pleased to introduce Richard with IDES. Richard?
Good morning. On behalf of the Illinois Department of Employment Security's Acting Director, Richards, welcome to today's Veterans Virtual Recruitment Series. Thank you to our employers, military service members, and spouses for taking part in today's event. A special thank you to our workforce partner, Illinois workNet, for helping facilitate the activities. My name is Richard Withridge, the Statewide Veterans Program Manager for IDES. I served in the United States Army, Field Artillery, Multiple Launch Rocket System, and retired after 22 years of service. I've been with IDES since 2003 and the Statewide Veterans Program Manager since 2014. Today, we want to focus on our featured employer panel to find out more about their businesses and job opportunities, including how to apply. We have Allied Universal, Caterpillar, Blessing Hospital, Department of Children and Family Services, Dot Foods, Manchester Tank, Professional Swine Management, and G4S Secure Solutions. As job seekers, you may want to take notes and pick up on keywords used by the speakers to possibly incorporate into your resumes. I turn this over to our Veterans Business Specialist, Mark Gassman.
Hi, Mark. You can press *6 to unmute yourself. I've also asked you to unmute as well.
I'm sorry. My name is Mark Gassman. I'm the local Veterans Employment Representative for the Quad City and Sterling areas. Like Daniel said, the questions will be answered after all the employers have presented. So, and thank you, Richard, for that introduction. We're going to start out with Allied Universal. Andy Roman is the National Account Manager at Allied Universal. Thank you. And you can start now, Andy.
Excellent. Thank you, Mark. And thank you to the IDES for the opportunity to present today, as well as we are very proud to be part of the local veterans community and partner with the IDES. So welcome, everyone. I'm here to tell you a little bit about Allied Universal and our organization and how you might be a great fit for us. Next slide, please. Okay. We are the nation's largest private security provider. So we serve many different vertical markets around the US, but we have over 200,000 employees in the United States, as well as an international footprint where we serve many different other clients around the globe. Next slide, please. We have many different divisions within our organization, everything from private security services to technology division to event services to consulting. So one of the key reasons why Allied Universal fits very well with the veterans community is because veterans are typically able to take the experience that they've received within their career, whether it be a 4-year career or a 20-year career, and they're able to slot pretty well into the positions that we have within our organization. A lot of these things are just old hat to vets. Next slide, please. We serve lots of different vertical markets, for instance, commercial real estate, public transportation, lots of different types of manufacturing and industrial sectors, as well as Department of Defense and organizations that require specialized clearance. Another key reason why individuals that have had military that are veterans slot very well into the organization because most of them already have a clearance of one sort or another. And those positions typically pay a higher rate. Next slide, please. We have lots of different elements to our security operation as well. When we serve our clients, we offer everything from manned security officer services to other types of customized services, as you'll see here. This is everything from managerial response to basically any type of specialized service offering. Our organization, as being one of the largest, pretty much has our hands in almost every type of specialized service that there is. Next slide, please. So why would you want to work for us? Well, one of the key reasons is that we are actively working to try to employ as many veterans as possible. Over the last 5 years, we've hired 33,000 veterans within our organization. We are an active participator in about every veteran's employment opportunity that we can get our hands on. Because just like I said before, our organization typically, we find that veterans have a very good home within our organization because the skills and experience that they have learned slot very well into what our clients are looking for. Next slide, please. In the local area, we are actively employing as many veterans as well. I, as well as the other managers within our organization, are part of the Quad City Veterans Network, where we are actively participating in the veterans community. In this local area, we have veterans at every level of our operation, from security officers to investigators to management tiers, as well as specialized positions in our global command centers, in our fire systems, inspectors, all these types of things. Next slide, please. Our organization is also an award-winning company that, if you want to come and work for an organization that is constantly trying to excel and provide, a positive workforce, this is the place to go. Next slide, please. The other key reason why ALID is a great fit for veterans is that we are a learning organization. We have basically training opportunities available to our staff that either build on the knowledge that they already have or prepare them for the next step. And all of these things, next slide, please, are readily available to them on our training portal 24/7. Not only do we have live in-person classes, we have quarterly training that we go through with our employees, but we also have the opportunity for our employees to build their expertise on their own or while at work. And all these things are readily available to them for free. Continue, please. Being in such a large organization also affords us the opportunity to provide a competitive benefits as well as a pay package based on our size as well as the clients that we serve. We have a wide range of benefit opportunities available to veterans or all employees, which is one other key driver of why people come to work for our company. Next slide, please. So why us? Why would you want to come to work for Allied Universal? Well, the last bullet point is typically the most important. And we find that veterans are typically the best fit when it comes to their previous experience, their training and skills. In the local area, we are hiring for people to work as patrol drivers within a certain industry, as well as we have some management and supervisory openings within our organization as well. Next slide, please. So how do you apply? That's why I'm here. Jobs.aus.com is how you can apply to work for Allied Universal. One of the key differences with applying with our organization is that once you apply, you're able to schedule your own interview with our hiring managers at your convenience. As soon as you finish the application, an email will get sent to you where you're able to look at the manager's calendar and schedule your own interview. It's very convenient. So once again, my name is Andy Roman. I'm the National Account Portfolio Manager for Allied Universal at one of the large local accounts. I'm happy to answer any questions about our organization or how you might be a great fit at the end of the presentation today. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Next up, we will have Donnie Joe Lovelace with Blessing Hospital. Donnie, are you available to present?
Yes, thank you. Again, my name is Donnie Jo Lovelace. I am a talent acquisition specialist here at Blessing Health System. I've been at Blessing for almost 3 years now in the recruitment role, and in my entire career, which hasn't been a whole heck of a lot, but I've been a recruiter in all sorts of different facets. So when people think of Blessing, they think of Blessing Hospital, but I'm here to tell you that we are much bigger than that. So Blessing Hospital is the largest, most advanced medical center in a 100-mile radius. We, of course, house Blessing Hospital. We have Illini Community Hospital, Blessing Physician Services, our nursing school, Blessing Raymond College of Nursing and Health Sciences. We have our Blessing Foundation, Denman Services, so that includes our linen plant and Denman Medical. We also have Blessing Corporate Services, and we adopted, I think about a year or two ago, Hannibal Clinic. We have our Mexico clinic, and we just adopted Keokuk, so that's very awesome. But in all that we do, we aim to connect with and improve our health of our communities, because that is our vision, that is our goal. We are community owned, so our community is our focus to improve the health of our community. With our latest technology and personal touch, we provide high quality care close to home. We want to take care of folks. So we have a great core of values that we really stand upon, and that's initiative. So we want to continue to learn and improve our ways of patient care, communication. So we use our AIDES. We acknowledge folks. We introduce ourselves. We tell everybody how long it's going to take for a procedure, what exactly we're doing, the explanation, and a thank you. So you might be walking through the halls of Blessing Hospital, and you may notice some people approaching you. Hey, how are you? Are you lost? Can I help you find your way?
Donnie, it appears that you've accidentally muted yourself. Can you please unmute yourself?
Oh, I didn't even know I did that. Sorry.
No worries.
So where did I leave off? So again, when people think of Blessing Health System, they think about, okay, well, they probably only hire nurses and doctors. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is not true. We hire the whole gamut of a health system, from housekeepers and food nutrition for the folks who clean your rooms and serve your food, all the way to maintenance, to administration, to our fiscal services, the ones who help you pay your bills, all the way up to administration and our CEO. So whatever position you think that we could hire for, we do. And we don't discriminate to anyone. So if anyone has an interest in a career and a job at Blessing, by all means, we are here to help you, whether if you're a veteran or not. And we definitely welcome all of our veterans. So why choose Blessing? Yes, we do offer careers, but we do offer amazing benefits. Medical, dental, vision. We have on-site childcare. So if you have little ones that are maybe preschool age or younger, we can take those little ones and really teach them to get them ready for school. So that's really awesome. We offer time off, educational assistance. We have a wellness program. So if you're very into your fitness, then you can join our wellness program and actually get a little discount off of your health insurance, which is really nice. We also have a retirement plan, a 403B and a 401k that matches dollar for dollar up to 5%. So that's really awesome. To apply, we have our website, blessinghealth.org. Our application is very easy. You just go on our website, apply, definitely submit a resume. Again, we have multiple locations, so we are definitely hiring for different on-sites, different positions. We offer tuition reimbursement. So if you're in a specific role and you're wanting to grow, because we definitely want to grow our own, if you are wanting to get your master's in healthcare or nursing or whatever it may be, we can definitely talk about those options and potentially pay for your degree to further it. So, but I am here for any questions. If you have questions about applying or questions about a specific job, I am your girl. We have 3 talent acquisition specialists, so we are all here to help. And I think that is it. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you for that presentation, Donnie. And if anyone has any questions at any time, please feel free to enter those into the chat section and we'll get those answered for you after all of the employers, have presented. Next up, we have Maddie Tai with Caterpillar. Maddie, are you available to present?
Yes, my name's Maddie Tice. Actually, my coworker, Ty Smith, is going to kick us off.
Fantastic, thank you. Hi, Ty, you can begin whenever you're ready.
Hey, good morning. Can everyone hear me okay?
We can also see you as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having us today. As Maddie mentioned, my name is Ty Smith. I am a recruiter here with Caterpillar. I've been with the company for about 2 years now, but born and raised here in the Peoria area, so have just always, had, some type of tie to Caterpillar. My family, grandparents actually spent 35 years at Caterpillar and retired. So, kind of growing up was, always something that was on my mind to potentially get an opportunity and career with Caterpillar. And we have a lot of great opportunities. So here to really talk about some of those current openings, as well as the potential positions that we typically hire for. You can go to the next slide for me, please. So with Caterpillar, I'm sure if you're in the area, hopefully you're pretty familiar with Caterpillar and what we do, but it's not all about just the tractors and equipment that we build and provide, globally to our customers. Caterpillar is certainly invested in the community as well. We've invested approximately $770 million in global communities. Since 1952. So, our Caterpillar Foundation, we're very involved and active within our community, and certainly want to continue that. But I think another big thing is our veterans. A lot of the work and experience that you all have in your background transitions really well to the Caterpillar workforce, and then also just the morals and work ethic that I believe comes from there. My uncle is a veteran of the Navy, and has transitioned to more of a manufacturing background as he went to the civilian life, right? And it's been something that is a passion of mine, as well as our other recruiters, is to obviously fill the roles with the right people, but specifically, how can we engage with our vets and give opportunities to join the organization? And we have plenty of those roles open today that I think would very much be of interest and an opportunity to start your career with the company. So next slide, please. So here's just a little bit of details about some of our specific divisions and industries. So we have our construction industry, which again is a global network, right? And we have active construction machines globally. So, even if you're driving around the Peoria area, which, we always seem to have some type of construction going on, you're probably seeing that Caterpillar equipment out there. And it's something that, we're proud of. We're proud to be able to impact our communities and drive change all across the world. We also have our resource industries division, which we've got, metric ton vehicle or capabilities to move, our products and things that our customers need. And this is autonomous equipment, which I think is pretty cool. If you're not familiar with the autonomous equipment, it's essentially being able to have, our equipment being operated without someone actually just sitting in the seat. So, some of these places that our equipment is utilized, can be some dangerous situations, right? So how can we, make sure our operators are safe, make sure that our products are efficient in getting the jobs done that our customers need. So the autonomous equipment has been a huge benefit for our customers, and certainly something that you'd have a chance to really dive into and make an impact as it comes to our RI team. We also have energy and transportation, which is, our engine lines. So it says we have over, 20 million engines built as an organization. We certainly, hope that continues to increase as our customers need our product. They may not need to come to us for everything, but they say, hey, Caterpillar has a great brand and a long-lasting product, and we want their engine in our equipment. So we can provide those type of resources to our customers, again, as another opportunity to get their a little yellow blood, so to speak, into their operations. And then we have our services, distribution, and digital, with connecting assets, which is certainly important. As you're having equipment in the field and you want to be ahead of some of those failures, Caterpillar has really invested in the digital assets to connect it, right, and say, okay, you may not have had this part fail yet, but based on your usage, here's kind of the timeline and what we can see. So let's do some preventative maintenance up front. And whether that's using a Caterpillar service center, or your external one, it's, again, another resource that we can provide to our customers and something that our employees can drive home for us. Next slide, please. So with Caterpillar, I guess this is kind of, the time where I want to make our pitch to why we want you guys to consider joining the team. We want you to join an organization where you feel like your work matters and that you are making an impact. Again, we're a global organization, and we, have a ton of different customers that we support, but none of that's possible without those that are doing the work. So we really want to continue to, add value to our organization through people. That's people that come in, again, with that hard work attitude, let's do it mindset, and that growth mindset to say, okay, I may have come in at this particular position, but I'm looking to learn more, do more, and continue to grow my career. So we certainly want you to also understand the full cycle of the work and the impact that you're doing. So being with Caterpillar, I think you'll get the ins and out of your current position, but if you're interested and you've got that drive, we certainly develop our employees internally and look to really take you to where you want to go in your career. So now, what positions do we have open? How do you apply? That's the big question of this conversation. So if you can go to the next slide, please. I do want to talk about how you can apply. So for more information, you could go to our caterpillar.com website. Once you go to caterpillar.com, there is a career section. And when you go to that career section, there's a couple things I want you to look at. One is you can search by job title. You can also search by location. And that'll pull up, if you're searching by location, let's say you put in East Peoria, Illinois, it's going to pull up all positions within the East Peoria area within a certain radius. I believe it's about a 50-mile radius or so. So you're going to see all those job opportunities that we have out here. If you're open to relocation and you're just looking for a specific job title or function, you can go to the website as well and just type that in. Like, maybe I'm interested in being an engineering manager. I can put engineering manager, and it's going to show any position that we have within our organization on that careers page. So now you can start looking at the job description, understanding if it is of interest to you, and then certainly begin applying to that. Another quick way that you can get access to our careers website is this QR code that we've provided on the screen today. So if you want to pull out your phone and take a picture of the QR code, it'll get you directly to our careers portal. One last tip as it relates to the careers portal before I talk about some of our openings. We do also have a ability to join our talent network. So maybe you don't see a position out there today that interests you, or maybe you're not fully open to just leaving your current career. join our talent network. If you click the join our talent network section at the bottom of our careers page, you'll be able to enter in specific skills that you have, as well as jobs that you're interested in, and sign up to receive emails. So anytime that we get a position open that fits your background and what you're looking for, you'll receive an email from our Caterpillar career page that says this position is open. And now you can go out there and intentionally start applying to those roles. So certainly encourage you all to check out our careers page and to also join our talent network. We're looking for a lot of great talent, and we would love to connect. Myself and Maddie, and we also have John Yoder on the line. He's another Caterpillar representative. We're open to talking. Add us on LinkedIn if you have a LinkedIn profile, and we're happy to get engaged and connect through there. But specific openings that I have today, so I do want to put that in front of you just so you kind of know what's out there locally. So our Mapleton facility, Mapleton, Illinois, has quite a few opportunities. I actually have about 6 openings specifically for a foundry specialist. With that, it's very entry level. We're just looking for somebody that, has a hardworking attitude, good attendance habits, and, wants to learn and grow. You would really come in and start off doing some very light.
Hi, sorry to interrupt. We do have about 1 more minute to wrap up before we move on to our next presenter.
Yeah, thank you for the time check. So this is just the last piece. With that, we do have 6 openings. You can check out the job description for the foundry specialist. We also have a machine repair mechanic. We have industrial electricians, machine operators, grinding specialists. So kind of a whole slew of positions out there. So just keep us in mind as you're looking for your next career opportunity. And we're hoping that you find some interest and look to join Team Caterpillar. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Ty.
Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Maddie, for your presentation. Next up, we have Evia Ortega with DCFS. Evia, are you available to present?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Evia Ortega with the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services, also referred to as DCFS. Looks like, there we go. We are a state of Illinois agency. We're the ones that investigate allegations of abuse and neglect of children. We license daycares and manage the foster parent program. So that's kind of like our top 3 that we're known for. I'm going to go over quickly how to apply for our positions and what we're looking to fill. But I want you to know off the top, because I know we have got a lot of veterans today, that we do have veterans preference as well. Next slide, please. Great. So first thing you need to know is that our vacancies are posted on www.work.illinois.gov. And that's kind of a one-stop shop. So you'll go there, you'll be able to see the different job postings for the available vacancies, look up job titles, see the requirements, documents you'll need to apply for positions, as well as knowing if there's any test guides for any titles that might require an automated test to be conducted. So a really great resource for you out there to remember that work.illinois.gov website. Now today what we're talking about is DCFS is looking to fill a lot of positions for our Children and Family Services intern, which is actually a trainee title. So that's a title that you can have a bachelor's degree in a human services related field, so social work, psychology, sociology, criminal justice, just to name a few. When you don't have experience in social worker investigations, but you have that degree, you can apply for this title and you'll get the training with DCFS directly. So it's a full-time job, paid position with benefits. It's just allowing you to carry a lighter caseload so that you can gain that experience and then promote to the higher positions once you have had the required number of years of experience with us. If you are an experienced social work or case manager or investigator, or you have a master's in social work, then you can apply for our child protection specialist or child welfare specialist. If you have a bachelor's level degree in those fields, but you have the experience already, those are great titles to apply for as well. Okay, so just want to point that out. Next slide, please. So the process of applying for DCFS positions is similar to the process that you would use to apply for a lot of state of Illinois agencies. So If DCFS isn't quite the fit for you, know that the information that I'm providing you with today applies to a lot of state agencies. So you're going to need to first submit your CMS application or complete that application. And again, you can get that on the website, CMS 100 Employment Application. Once you get that ready, we suggest you also get a photocopy of your college transcripts just to have that and apply and submit with the applications to kind of use that as additional information for the people that are reviewing your application. Once you have got that ready, you can then start looking for posted vacancies on the website. I would suggest you print out the posting that you'd like to respond to so that you'll have that person's contact information, because it does change from posting to posting in area to area. And then follow the instructions on who and where to send your application and transcripts to for that particular vacancy. Once the agency receives that, then you're just waiting to see if you get invited for an interview or an information session. Some titles have information sessions, some of them require interviews. Most of the titles that we have would require interviews, with the exception of our child protection specialist and child welfare specialist. For those, we actually do information sessions. So next slide, please. So areas that you want to avoid making errors in on the application are making sure that you are using the correct position title. So when you see that posted vacancy, match up the position title to that vacancy. Make sure that you spell the full title out. One of the rules that we have of these applications is we're not allowed to make assumptions. So if you're not clear on that, we can't assume to know what you're trying to apply for. So that's really important. Make sure you give us your complete social security number. Our system is set up so that we cannot input your information to respond to your application or process it unless we have that full social security number. Make sure your complete mailing address is correct and that you're signing and dating the applications. Now, we do accept electronic signatures, so that's just making it a little bit easier for you now. Next slide, please. All right, now this is just a quick blurb of the first or snippet of the first page of the application. And these are the areas that I was just referring to. That position title spelled out, social security number complete, correct mailing address, and then making sure that you're signing and dating at the bottom is very important. Now for those veterans out there, on this first page, you won't see this on this snippet, but when you're actually doing the application, on the first page, it does have a section where you would indicate your veteran status, and whichever choice applies to you will tell you what documents you need to submit in order to establish the veteran's preference. Know that when you're doing your application and filling out your employment history on the application, you want to make sure that each of your military ranks is listed as a separate job and that you're converting your military terminology to civilian terms. And you can get assistance with that with the local veterans reps at the different areas of the Illinois Department of Employment Security, or as well as the resources online. Next slide, please. So the benefits of, oh, actually, looks like we skipped one. Okay, so the benefits of working for the state, just want to make sure I'm mentioning this before we run out of time, is that, you know, we do offer health, dental, life, vision, flexible spending accounts. We have paid vacation, personal, sick time and holidays, a retirement savings plan and pension, tuition reimbursement program, and promotional opportunities. We also have a system set up so that state of Illinois is one employer and all of the different agencies are sister agencies. So that means that you can promote from one to another and the benefits that you've accumulated are going to follow you around. So that opens up a larger network of promotion opportunities for you as a state employee. And again, we do offer veterans preference. And then this is our, if you have any questions after today's event, you can send the questions to dcfs.employment@illinois.gov, or you can reach out to CMS Career Counseling at 312-814-2398. And thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Evia. If anyone has any questions for Evia or any of the other presenters who have presented thus far, please enter those into the chat section and we will get those answered for you after all of the employers have presented. Next up, we Dot Foods. Tabitha Spencer, are you available to present?
Yes, hello.
One moment, let me get your slide up on the screen. You can begin whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi, my name is Tabitha. I am the warehouse recruiting manager here at DOT. With me, I also have Mark Barber, who works in our warehouse recruiting department, and Dave Farrell, who works in our driver recruiting department. Want to start off by just telling you a little bit about what we do here at DOT. So we specialize in redistribution. So what that is we're going to purchase from manufacturers, and then we have a large warehouses where we hold the product and then we'll transport out. So we sell to distributors. There's no manufacturing or any repackaging that takes place here at DOT. DOT Foods has coverage all across the United States, as well as in Canada and Mexico. We have a lot of different departments here at DOT. You know, we have our warehouse, we have our DTI or our trucking, we have replenishment, IT, training and development, building and grounds, maintenance departments. There's a lot of different opportunities that we have. Want to spend a few minutes talking to you a little bit about our warehouse here. So our warehouse, we have 3 different warehouses here in Illinois. So our headquarters, we are located in Mount Sterling, Illinois. We have a dry, a cooler, and a frozen warehouse. We do day shift and night shift schedules, 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts, or 4 days a week, 10-hour shifts. We have both full-time and part-time opportunities as well. We also have weekday shifts, weekend shifts. You know, we have a variety of schedule options. Really pride ourselves about some of the flexibility we have. We know that everybody has a life outside of work. So we really do have a lot of flexible options to try to fit about any schedule needs of yours. As far as pay, so our pay ranges are going to range from anywhere from $14.90 up to $21.05 an hour for our, not specific to warehouse positions. You know, some of the things that affect the pay range is which warehouse you're working in. So our frozen warehouse is, you know, it's a true freezer. It's going to be about -10 degrees in there. So of course that's going to pay you a little more. And then also if you're going to work your weekends, that's going to pay you a little more. Night shift's going to pay you a little more. So depending on what kind of schedule you would want to go to, would vary on kind of what you would make. We have a very good benefit package. All full-time warehouse employees will get a $1 raise after they've been employed for 6 months, and then up to another $1 raise once you've been here for a year. We do have paid vacation, paid sick time, paid personal time, as well as health, vision, dental, 401k. We do have tuition reimbursements. So we have a lot of different benefits that we offer. Also in our warehouse, we have 2 different options as far as a light pick zone and a regular pick zone. So in our warehouse, there's a lot of different jobs that you could be doing. So we have a material handler, so which that would be picking customer orders. And we have 2 different zones for that. So in our light pick zone, nothing weighs over 35 pounds. So the size or weight of the cases that you'd be handling, nothing would go over 35 pounds. And your average cases are only going to weigh about 8 pounds. And then we have a regular pick zone where the case weight does get a little higher. So we do go up to 60 pounds on those. And that does pay you $2 an hour more, just for the simple weight of the cases that you're going to be handling. In our warehouse, we do also have there's loading, so you can load trucks, you can unload trucks or receive product in. We have replenishment, so different, you know, replenishing our warehouse with the product. We have some dragging or manually, moving product from one location to another. So there's a lot of different opportunities within our warehouse. I am now going to pass it over to Dave, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about driving.
Good morning. I am Dave Farrell. I am the driver recruiter here in Mount Sterling and work with the 4 terminals that are associated with Mount Sterling. As Tabitha said, we do have distribution centers across the U.S., 12 in total, and then we have 26 terminal locations. So we are hiring drivers at nearly all of those locations right now. We've got a couple of different jobs. The customer delivery specialists, those are the ones that are delivering to our customers. And we have the no-touch freight driver. That is not all drop and hook, but it is all no-touch freight. And then we are looking for some team drivers. We are very veteran friendly here at DOT. We have a VA approved apprenticeship. We have a Veterans Employee Resource Group. We have partnered with the Army Pays program and Army Transition Offices. And we are a member of the Illinois Hires Heroes Consortium. Drivers here at DOT are home at least weekly. They will average 2 days a week home time in the 2 jobs, the 2 schedules that we have open right now. Pay, as a student driver, you would expect $58,000 to $64,000 your first year with DOT. Benefits program that Tabitha outlined is the same for all employees. Really good benefits here at DOT. We do have a tuition reimbursement program for those that would need to go to truck driver training and would need that tuition reimbursed. It is over a 3-year period, begins 90 days after employment. Our training and orientation program here at DOT is one of the top programs in the transportation industry today, and it is paid $750 per week plus meals. That's during our 2-week orientation and our on-the-road training, which is up to 10 weeks. Drivers can apply at drivefordot.com. That will take you directly to the driver jobs that are open. You can search for a particular location that you're interested in and apply right there. Thank you to all of our veterans for serving us.
And the only thing I'd add, whether it be driving or warehouse, either one, is DOT is a unique company in the aspect of you can be as much or little as you want. We have very set structure on schedules, on expectations. If you want to come in, earn a check, go home, you can, and do that, make a career doing that. If you have ambition to move up, become a leader, transition to other roles, everybody in this table sitting here has done that. We all started in the warehouse and moved into other roles and other opportunities. So if this is something that is a stepping stone to something bigger, or something that is a little more, I get my check and go home and I have my free time, we can accommodate most all that stuff. If you are interested in applying for DOT, go to dotfoods.com careers, and just like a lot of the online applications anymore, it lets you search locations, job openings, job opportunities. Everything has a job description tied to it. So you can spend some time going through there, seeing what fits, what doesn't. Everybody's available at any time during the normal work week. You can call and ask questions. We want to be as open and fair as possible. So just tell us what you're interested in, and we can tell you what you got offered to you. Thank you.
Fantastic. I would just like to thank Dot Foods for that wonderful presentation. Next up, we will have Manchester Tank, Carrie Christ. Are you available to present? And Carrie, if you've joined us by phone, you can press *6 to unmute yourself. Looks like you just muted yourself. You can press *6 once more, and that should do the trick.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Well, first off, I would just like to thank our veterans for serving our country. I cannot thank you enough for doing that. I am the staffing specialist here at Manchester Tank. I have been here for over 3 years, and I have done over 15 years of recruiting. Manchester Tank is a very neat company. I would encourage you to go online to manchestertank.com and to read our history. We started in 1945 in Los Angeles, California, with only 7 employees. We could only build 200 tanks a week, and we only were building 5-gallon vertical propane tanks. Now, we are over 4 locations in the United States, 1 in Australia and in Chile. And with all the Manchester tanks together, we have over 1,000 employees. So we have completely changed and have grown. We have 7 McWane compass points that we focus on with Manchester. We say McWane because we are actually owned by McWane, who has their hands in all type of different industries. What we focus on here daily is communication, safety, leadership, accountability, excellence, trust, and teamwork. That is something that we talk about on a daily basis, and we want to grow, not only to make us a better company, but to make every employee and individual here a great worker. Type of tanks that we build are air receivers, auto gas tanks, fire suppressant, domestic propane, RV propane. Right now we have several job openings available. We are looking to hire welders. The neat thing about Manchester Tank is that if you come in and have 0 welding experience and you want to learn, we will train you in-house. We have hired several employees who have, maybe just a fast food background, and they are now one of our top welders here. So that is something that we do grow here in-house. We also have a couple of openings in our packaging department. The packaging department is what it says it is. They help our tanks get packed out and ready to be shipped out to our customers to go to the warehouse. We also do have other openings that do come available. I encourage you to go online to manchestertank.com under careers and choose a Quincy location, and you'll see a list of our openings. We also do hire through Manpower, StaffQuick, and QPS. If you have any questions at any time, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. And again, I just want to reiterate, if anyone has any questions for Carrie or any of the other employers who have presented here today, please feel free to enter those questions into the chat and we will address those during the Q&A session. Next up, we have Professional Swine Management. Carlos Mendez, are you available to present?
I am. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's see. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you very much for joining us. Again, my name is Carlos Mendez. I'm the recruiter here with Carthage Systems and Professional Swine Management. We are in the swine industry, specifically in the production aspect. So really, we are a management service that helps the family local farmers within the areas, provide them services to manage, completely manage, or help them with certain services to manage aspects of certain things, as far as, the breed to wean facilities to the wean to finish facility. So we're very excited. We offer great career opportunities. There is opportunities within our industry, and we really are looking to grow individuals. The next slide, please. So the careers that are available within our company, we do have our production and farm management positions. Those positions you can think of managing either one or multiple $16 million business aspects in our industry. Those things are, give me one second, sorry, working from home. With those, with those different positions and the responsibilities that go into that, do take into account that you are managing the individuals on the farm, making sure that the animal welfare of our animals are top priority, and that the fact that the nutritional aspect, the research and development, as well as the budget and cost. So imagine managing, if I could speak, a $16 million business. We have our swine production technician positions. Those positions are for entry level or our seasoned individuals, as I like to say, that have experience working with swine, specifically in the breeding area or in the farrowing. The breeding would be like the artificial insemination of our sows, and then the farrowing would be the post and prenatal care of our piglets. So really the initial start of pork products. Management and training program, or our future leader program, is an exciting program for those individuals that are seeking to manage their own facility or multiple facilities. This is a great opportunity. Meeting with the requirements, you are able to join our team as a individual, learning in everything that goes into managing your own facility. So that may be, you know, again, the budget and cost aspect of it, the managing and hiring, and unfortunately sometimes firing individuals, but that's why we're here to help with those services as well. Our internship program is a 10-week program for those individuals that want to kind of get a small window or a peek into what it is working with the swine industry. Really does give that individual an opportunity to see all the different facets that go into managing a farm. Our corporate positions, we're more than just pigs. I tell people that all the time. We manage, obviously we are a management system. So what comes into that is accounting. It comes into, you know, payroll options. It goes into record keeping. Record keeping is very, very, very important to us, as well as the IT aspect. Our facilities are state of the art. So they house a lot of technical aspects that help keep the record keeping and our animals safe. And, you know, for an example, a manager can grab their smartphone or smart device and control the temperature in the facility. So it really is a great opportunity for IT individual that would like to help us. And obviously we have a corporate office. Next slide, please. That is located, go back, sorry. We have over 30 farms. So that in the states of Indiana, Illinois, the majority of our farms are in Missouri, as well as Kansas and Nebraska. So we are a growing company. I was able to add Indiana this year as well. We added a couple years ago in Kansas as well as in Illinois. So we are continuing to grow, excuse me. So we have that opportunity for many individuals if they want to either stay in-house in the state or even go broader experience and you know, broaden their horizons a little bit, so to speak. We do have, again, experienced state-of-the-art facilities, clean professional work environment. As much many people may have a misconception of that being dirty work or working with livestock, it really is not far from that case. The growth potential through our leadership and training opportunities is really unbelievable. It really is a great program. And you work in a diverse and family-oriented organization. Again, we do assist local family farmers. So that family concept is really embedded with our culture and who we are as a company. So again, you can be part of our global organization. You know, we have a sister company that's in other parts of the world. So we're really excited to have that opportunity as well. Next slide, please. So our corporate headquarters is located out of Carthage, Illinois. To give you an idea, demographically, we're located where Missouri and Iowa meet. We're just on the Illinois side. So we're right over the Mississippi River, so to speak. So our offices is located there. So this is where we have all our different facets and businesses. So like every other company, we have, again, our accounting department, we have our IT department, individuals that are interested in the ag business or may have an ag business degree. This is a great opportunity for them to grow in our marketing aspect. I mean, there's a lot of concepts that go into making our business run smoothly as possible. So again, that just gives you an idea of, again, we say that we're more than just pigs. Next slide, please. So as you can see, we have our president of the company, Dr. Bill Hollis, who's been with the company for many, many years, has experience within the swine industry, also consults other individuals and local family farmers within the area on their hog systems and their hog confinements. Really, really proud to have that. I guess that really does make us different from other systems and other companies, is the fact that we are owned by veterinarians. So that animal welfare is our top priority. So it really does differentiate us from other companies in the industry. Now we have our leadership team. So as you can see, we have our Director of Health, Dr. Dania Clausen, our Chief Operating Officer, Ted Ufkes, who really has been with the company and understands about what it is to market out our product and making sure that our product is being going out to the market. Our client Chief Client Officer, Julie Troughton, really does make sure that we have the connection between our clients, which would be the family farmers, with the company, and kind of, bridges that gap. So that way we constantly have the communication with them. Our Vice President of Finance, Gary Donnelly, obviously is over all our departments of the accounting, payroll, making sure that all our individuals and payments and everything that is handled appropriately. Our Director of Production, very, very happy to have Sean with us, has a tremendous amount of experience, understands the concept of production and how important it is to make sure that our production in swine is rising and having the best quality of product that we can for our clients. And then of course, our Director of HR, Twyla Stevens, has experience as well, numerous years experience working in understanding the swine industry very well. So we're very happy to have her on board with us. Next slide, please. So our benefits really do include 100% paid employee health insurance. So for those individuals that are used to paying out that premium per paycheck, the company does cover that. We also comes with that is a paid life insurance. So God forbid something happens to the individual, there is a life insurance of $15,000. You can add more, voluntary. But at least it's safe to know that that is covered by the company, and it's just a way for us to show our great benefit package to our employees. Our retirement program, there is a retirement program that the company matches up to 3%. We have bonus potential. Really, really happy about that. So for an individual that works in production in our farms, have the opportunity every 6 months and 2 times of the quarter, we'll have the opportunity to get a $500 bonus, which we call our retention bonus. There's no production or numerics attached to that. That's simply the company way of saying, thank you for being with us. Thank you for being loyal. Here's a $500 bonus. They're paid out usually in July and in December. So great opportunity for vacationing and for the holiday season, obviously. You get paid vacation days. There is paid personal days as well as holiday pay. We do offer voluntary dental, vision, and supplemental life insurance. And then obviously we offer continuing education. We are big believers in advancing your career and advancing the individual. And really that is important to us. So that's one of our benefits as well. Next slide, please. Why hire veterans? So as you can see, we kind of did a comparison of the top traits for veterans. So we have the leadership. Carthage Systems expectations, we take that leadership again for that internal development potential opportunities. Teamwork. Teamwork is, we are a very teamwork driven company. So we are believing that in order to get a certain task done, needs to be done in a team. So that way all the work is done and we're not delayed, and more importantly, the animals' care is being taken care of. The diversity, inclusion, and action. We also believe that we do believe that all are equal and all have the opportunity to work with us. So you are working in a if I could speak, diverse group of individuals. So we have individuals from Mexico. We have individuals that have worked with us from South Africa. So we are really, again, that global concept. And we have a lot of individuals that come to our company to work and have the experience. So. And respect for procedures. We are big believers on standard and operation procedures, or SOP manuals. So we are driven as a company, and everything that we do on the farm, even in our corporate aspect of it, everything is driven by manuals and by SOPs. So really, as you can see, it's a perfect fit for Carthage System. Next slide, please. Great way to apply with us is you have all our information there, Carthage System. We are located out of Carthage, Illinois, good way to remember. You can call us at our phone number. We have our HR recruiting email that will give you direct access to our department. And then a great way to apply is if you go to www.carthagesystem.com/careers/. You can also look us on Facebook, and I highly recommend look us up on Facebook. That will give you an idea of who we are as a culture, really shows you all the highlights that we give on our employees, employee highlights, the farm highlights. It really just gives you a great way to see our company and the culture and what we stand for. Next slide, please. Well, I just wanted to say on behalf of Carthage System and everybody here that works with us, we salute you and thank you for all the work that you've done. I'm directly affected by a veteran. I'm with a veteran, and I have a veteran in my family, so it's very important. And I know that all the things that you guys have done for us. But for those individuals that are looking to work in the ag industry, call us and give us a call, and we can give you that information. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Carlos. And if anyone has any questions for Carlos regarding employment with Carthage System or any of the other employers who have presented here today, please feel free to enter those into the chat and we'll get those answered for you during the Q&A session. Next up, we have Tim Reiner with G4S Secure Solutions. Tim, are you available to present?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. You can begin whenever you're ready.
Excellent. All right. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I appreciate the organization of this event. It seems very well run. I know the logistics can sometimes be a challenge, but I've been impressed. So firstly, I want to talk about what's most important today. So we'll go ahead and go to the next slide, and that's going to be our veterans. The biggest thing here for us in our realm is going to be that we are a very veteran-friendly employer. About 23% of our employees are veterans, so just about 25% there. We have almost 150,000 veterans employed with us worldwide. 2020, we had a good year this year for hiring veterans. We had about 35% of our staff that was hired this year being veterans, and we've been ranked 8 out of 290 as a military-friendly employer. By a study done this year. We find that veterans just work very well in our organization. I believe firmly that employment is not just a one-way street. It's a partnership, and not only does the individual have to be a good fit for the company, but the company has to be a good fit for the individual as well. And that's something that we find very successfully works here at G4S with veterans. You know, it's very similar working in the field. In the military, you work on a unit, work in a team, and we always work in teams here. We have a very good chain of command, and we always try and follow that. We have policies in place, and we operate by them, by the post orders that are on each site. Next slide. So a little bit about us. We're a top 10 employer globally. So to give some frame of reference, we have about 620,000 employees worldwide. The top employer is Walmart. The second largest employer is going to be McDonald's. McDonald's has about 1.7 million employees. We come in at about 620,000. So we're about a third the size of McDonald's. Number 3 is going to come in about 800,000. So we're in that top 10 still. Comparatively, Target has 360,000 employees, Best Buy 120,000, and then you can see the others. What that means, though, and why I list this is because it kind of showcases the upward mobility that we have here. And that's what a lot of people are looking for. You want to go into a position and you do want to find some good future career path for you in that employer that you're going to. And we have that here. A lot of our project managers have advanced up and through the security officer realm. So start as a security officer and then advance to a shift supervisor and then a site supervisor, project manager, and up from there. And since we are a global organization, those opportunities are present and the pay does adjust accordingly. Next slide. So our Custom Protection Officer program, this is our CPO program. This is kind of our premier veteran position. Over 40% of these officers are veterans. Over 50% are prior law enforcement, and over 30% have degrees in law enforcement or security. So this is kind of the cream of the crop for us. These are our best officers. The pay scale is adjusted accordingly with this. Our sites that really want that large security presence at a high level, they're going to want to hire the custom protection officers. These individuals have the opportunity to be armed as well. And that's something that we do take very seriously. We have a very strict policy in regards to who we're going to arm and who we're going to train with that. They have to have the proper qualifications in advance before they do that. And some people might frown upon that, but to us, that's a very important thing. We want to be very cautious of who we're arming, and you know, a lot of the veterans there are going to qualify for that because of this. Next slide. Training. No one wants to come into into an organization and not get the proper training they need to be successful. So we make sure that happens. When our security officers come through, they sit through a week of orientation training here in-house. So it's classroom training. I relate it kind of similarly to college. So you go through college, you go through your orientation training, you get kind of the basic overview of what's expected, you do as a security officer. And then beyond that, you'll go out to the field and out to the site and you'll work in OJT there. So on the job training, you'll be partnered up with a individual trainer and you basically are led around by them for that full time. And their sole focus is to set you up for success. And that's kind of the job specific training, because you not only need the general knowledge, but you also need the knowledge that's specific to the site. And we also offer annual refresher training, or we mandate that for our officers. And then we do offer leadership development programs internally free of charge. Next slide. A little bit about our values and what we stand for. If you look over to the left-hand side there, you'll see our Dignity and Respect campaign. This is something that's kind of near and dear to our heart with us, especially now. We vow to treat everyone with dignity and respect, no matter what differences we may have. If we speak a different language, if we have a different nationality, anything like that, we have different viewpoints. The core theme is that we want to treat everyone with dignity or respect, no matter what differences we have. And in the middle there are our values. So we're going to act with integrity and respect. And that's kind of central to things that we do. If we're acting in a way that is trustworthy for our clients, they understand that they have a strong security force that they can be secure in and know that is going to take the right action when it's needed. In the middle, we accomplish that by being safe. We want our employees to be safe. We always make sure that that's our top priority. It's vital. Security and service excellence. So that customer service piece is something that we do value. Interactions with the client and high-level individuals, high-profile individuals on client ground can be common in some locations, and we want to make sure that we are a good representative of that organization that we're doing security for. And then below that is innovation and teamwork. So I think that is how we stay in the position that we're in, and we remain a large employer, and we remain one of the top security organizations in the industry. Is through innovation and teamwork. We want to be on that bleeding edge. An example, we have virtual training now. So we have remote training as well. And that kind of gives access to some of our officers that might have sites that are a little ways off. They aren't able to drive to our facility for every day of training, and we can kind of minimize that with that remote training. And then teamwork, it's essential. You have to work as a team and collaborate. Next slide. So we are now hiring. We have positions all around the Peoria area. Some of the primary locations are going to be Morton, East Peoria, Mossville, and downtown Peoria. Below, you'll see the positions we're hiring for. We're looking for security officers and firefighters primarily. The base level that you would need, or the basic requirements you'd need to get into a security officer position with us are a high school diploma or GED and a current and valid driver's license. So diploma and GED, that'll get you in the door. Obviously, if you have higher levels of qualifications, that would be taken into account and go towards higher levels of pay as well. Firefighters are a big one right now. We're looking for people that have their basic ops or their Fire 1, as well as the EMT B or EMT basic and above. So those are the minimum qualifications there. We do industrial firefighting, hazmat ops, fire suppression, confined space rescue. It's pretty neat because it's a business, but it's also a fire service, and you'll kind of get a different realm of experiences than you would maybe at a public department. And we'll go on to the next one. So the day-to-day for our security officers is going to be patrols. I like to say if you don't want to walk at all or you don't like walking, G4S is probably not the place for you. We do have a considerable amount of patrols at a lot of our facilities. Some positions we have don't patrol, like our security receptionist positions, but a lot of the time you'll be getting a lot of time walking there. CCTV or closed circuit television, those security cameras, that's another big thing. Access control, so letting people in and out of the facility and making sure that we don't have people loitering on grounds or people that don't have access. We make sure that they are not able to gain access. And then gate control, letting semis in and out of the facility or other trucks and keeping a log of those. So with that, one thing I want to highlight here is that we do a lot more than just security and fire, but here locally, that's kind of what we're looking for. So on a broader scale, we do things like corrections, risk operations, and control centers. So corrections, we are the individuals that secure corrections facilities, so jails in different states where it's not.
Sorry to interrupt, Tim. We have about one more minute before we have to move on to the Q&A portion.
Perfect. Thank you, David.
Yep.
And then the risk operations. So when the past hurricane was coming through, we were getting hourly updates by our risk operations center to make sure everyone is safe. So why you might want to work for G4S is going to be a variety of things. If you're military, you'll fit in very well. It'll be very familiar. And then we also offer a wide range of benefits like doctors on demand, 401k, pet insurance, and then standards, health insurance, dental, vision, things like that. So pet insurance, I thought that was interesting. Didn't know why I would need that until I got a hound. We make trips that are not always very cheap. So pet insurance can be ideal. And then the doctors on demand too. Flexible schedule is also something that we were able to offer and are proud to offer, especially for those in the reserve units or the guard. From here, how you would apply is all you have to do is search G4S jobs on Google. Our job page is community.g4s.com, but if you just search G4S jobs on Google, you'll be able to find our jobs there and then search the location. So just search Peoria and you'll have the local jobs pop up. Next slide, please. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all that you do. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military that have been to Afghanistan. One's over in England now, MP on the K9 unit and an engineer in the Air Force. And I just really appreciate all that you guys do. Thank you for this and happy Veterans Day Eve.
Thank you so much for that thorough presentation, Tim. At this time, what we will go ahead and do is kind of pivot to the Q&A session. And the format of this will be primarily, I will go ahead and mine questions from the chat. I'll pose those to each of the respective employers, or if it's applicable to multiple employers, we will pose it to them. In the event that we run out of participant questions, I have just a standard list of generalized questions that I will ask each employer. How we'll format that is that we'll just go ahead, I'll pose the question and then we will work through sequentially from all the employers who presented, here today. First up, I have a question, and this is directed towards Blessing. Are the positions at Blessing in the city of Chicago? Do you offer relocation services? If not, Donnie, are you available to answer that question? It does not appear that we have Donnie on here, so I will go ahead and move to our next question.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Step away just for a second.
No worries. Were you able to hear the question, Donnie?
No, I was not.
This individual asked for the positions at Blessing in the city of Chicago. Do you offer relocation services? If not.
Oh, yes. I responded. We currently do not have facilities in Chicago, but that doesn't mean that's not in the future. But we do offer relocation services depending on the position that was offered.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Donnie. Next question that I have here is for here. This will be directed towards Kat, and this would be Ty Smith or Maddie Ties. This individual asks, what are the differences between the Mossville and Morton facilities? Technical center versus parts distribution center. How do I research these and other facilities? Thank you. Ty or Maddie, are you available to answer that question?
This is Maddie. I think Ty just joined. I saw him again, but I think Ty would probably be the best to answer that specific question. I see there's another cat question as well.
Okay, give me
Oh,
one
Ty's
moment.
on mute. Can we unmute Ty?
Yeah, I will make him a co-host when he rejoined. He came in as a guest. Okay, Ty, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
Hey, thank you. So yeah, when it comes to the differences, excuse me, between the both of the facilities, you know, really with our Mossville facility, we have a few different things there. I mean, we do have our AC building, which does have more of those support roles and, you know, kind of more office positions. You know, and that could be engineering kind of roles. I believe we also have some accounting groups there. But then, you know, we also have our tech center area in which we do a lot of testing, you know, of our equipment and engines and things. So there's some emission testings, things like that that go on there, quality work. But it's a very large facility, the tech center is, and we definitely have, you know, kind of a wide range of different skills that are out there. Where our Morton facility, you know, as you mentioned, is parts distribution, a lot of, you know, logistics type positions there. But you know, we do have openings at both of those facilities. I do know with Morton, you know, that there's some great long-term type commitments there where, you know, you can really come in with a good logistics background. And again, we have even office positions out at that facility too. But, you know, kind of just a little different in that regards, where one is more focused on, again, parts distribution, and then when we have the tech center, it's more, you know, some testing and engineering work.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ty. And actually, while I have you on the line, I have another question that has been geared towards your organization. This individual asks, does Caterpillar offer any form of tuition assistance towards higher ed programs such as an MBA?
Yeah, so no, that's a great question. So we do offer tuition reimbursement. You know, certainly the conversation just really starts with you and your leader. So if you already have, you know, your bachelor's degree, right, and you're working on that MBA, you know, it's just one of those things where you have the conversation of how it's going to improve your skill set and your role today, right? And you know, again, benefit you as in your development, but also what does that impact to Caterpillar? I think when you're starting to talk about above bachelor degrees, that's kind of the approach. But certainly we've had plenty of people come in and be approved for MBA programs that were reimbursed through Caterpillar. So yeah, there's some great tuition reimbursement opportunities there.
Thank you for that response, Ty. I actually do have another question for you as well, but how I kind of want to frame this is I'll go ahead and pose a question to you, you can answer, but then I kind of want to transition into each of the other businesses that are still on the call here today. I think this question will be applicable for them as well, so if you all want to answer this as well, please feel free. Ty, the question is, what is the approach to COVID on-site versus remote?
Yeah, so I would say, you know, things are continuously evolving, right? As the world is starting to, you know, try to figure out and understand COVID more. You know, today from a Caterpillar standpoint, if your job allows you to not need to be in the facility, you know, where you can do it remotely, we're encouraging our employees to work remotely today. And the latest time frame that we received as an organization is January 1. and haven't heard an update to that timeline at this point. But if again you're able to work remotely, we are encouraging that to keep our employees safe, and that date today stands at January 1st. But for those folks that are at the facilities and need to be there and are doing production work, for example, we have some protocols in place, to check you as you come in, right? Making sure that everyone understands our kind of safety culture around COVID. And if there are things that come up at the facility where we have a case, then we have the right protocols in place to see who else it could have impacted, right? And making sure that, again, we're keeping a safe facility. So we definitely have some guidelines in place for those folks that do have to go in.
Thank you so much, Ty. And as I said, now we'll kind of pivot to the other businesses to respond to that question as well. Allied Universal, Andy Roman, can you kind of elaborate on that as well?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Excellent. So we have done multiple different things to basically protect our team. The first is, just like Caterpillar, we have implemented health screening at all of our facilities. And in some circumstances, we actually assist with that. The other side is we provide PPE to all of the staff, masks, face shields, because we do have to still, in some circumstances, be in the environment, some of the positions. What we've also done is we've completely separated everybody away from each other. We've moved basically our posts so that's only one person working at a time. Our transition between our positions is done in a safe and effective manner at a distance. And in addition to that, we have moved the public back from us as well. So we are not interacting with anybody within any sort of a 6-foot distance without any PPE, or just far back as possible. So those are the positions where we would be in the environment. We also have other managerial positions where some of them are also teleworking until basically it's safe to return, or their positions didn't necessarily require them to have any set office. They could basically do the job from any place.
Thank you, Andy. I believe we have actually lost Donnie Joe with Blessing Hospital. I think she had to log off early. So next up will be Evia Ortega. Could you answer that question as well?
And I'm sorry, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, great. And I'm trying to catch up here a little bit. It's regarding how we're handling COVID.
COVID, and then do you have any remote work opportunities available?
Okay. So currently, most of the positions that I highlighted today, they are about 80% still working remotely. It's not the norm. That is due to the current pandemic. They are travel heavy positions. So it is something where you would be in contact with the public in order to be able to do the work. We do, however, have a lot of actions in place. We have issued PPE equipment to all of the staff. All the offices have been, disinfected and are consistently and regularly done so as well. But yeah, there is some contact that has to occur in the direct care positions as an investigative case manager. So you will have to be able to have contact with the public. It's just, we do train you on maintaining that social distancing for your safety, and we do provide you with PPE equipment as well to do so safely.
Thank you so much, Evia. Next up, we have Dot Foods, Tabitha Spencer or team. Could you all kind of elaborate on what your company's protocol is?
Tabitha did have to step out, but we are, we're doing a lot. We have social distancing. We have temping stations for all employees or visitors coming on site. We actually have visitors restrictions. It's essential visitors only. We have an app that employees can access with questions for COVID. We've relaxed our paid time off policies that can be used for COVID related situations. much easier. The company is being very proactive in all of the programs that we have instituted for COVID. We of course are an essential service, being in the food business. We have did as much remote work as possible. We've probably got about 25% of our employees that are back in the office setting. And we were going to move forward with the next phase and bring more people back in the office. With the resurgence recently, that we have backed away from that. Obviously, the two of our bigger departments, the warehouse and the driver, cannot work remotely. So it is business as usual, with a lot of deep cleaning that's going on. We've got a procedure for any possibility that might come up.
And then the only thing I'd add to that is with how it did handle this time, company that IDES did not have one layoff. We gave some voluntary furlough options, and the people that didn't feel comfortable being in the environment was able to take advantage of that. There was people shift roles, so that if the willingness was to work, you were able to work. If you didn't feel comfortable, there was accommodations made to make that, but nobody was laid off. Nobody was asked not to return to work when their furlough was up. They returned as normal. Thank you.
Thank you all. Next to answer that question would be Manchester Tank, Carrie Christ. Looks like you just muted yourself, Carrie.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. We have some employees that are salary non-exempt, like our customer service reps that are working remotely. Most of the positions that we do hire for is out on the production floor, and we are a manufacturing company. We do ask our employees to social distance when they can. We do require all employees right now to wear a mask. We do monitor temperatures as well when coming in.
Thank you, Carrie. And our final employer to answer this question will be Tim with G4S.
Absolutely. We do offer our current employees all the proper PPE on site, and then we're engaging in those social distancing measures. With the nature of manned security, a lot of the time we're not going to be able to work remotely with that. However, we are taking the appropriate precautions there to make sure that our employees are staying safe and healthy. That's our top priority here through this time. Unfortunately, we don't have any current remote positions locally. That doesn't mean they're not available more worldwide and you wouldn't be able to do them here. But currently, that is the steps that we're taking. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. And at this time, I will go ahead and pivot back to individual questions. I had a few more come in the chat. This question is directed towards Andy. I'm not sure if it's applicable, but I will ask it anyway. This individual asks, how difficult is it to become a canine handler?
Yeah, I was just actually doing some research on that. So typically the canine handler positions are client specific. Not every client requests a canine. But these positions do require experience with some sort of a patrol or detection canine, typically, as well as some sort of combination of formal training involved in that as well. And also, those positions do require the ability to travel to different locations where the canine might be needed.
Thank you, Andy. Next question I have is actually for Evia with DCFS. This individual asks, what is the pay range for the intern positions? Also, would a degree in education studies qualify for the program?
Forgot to unmute myself there. Sorry about that. So a degree in education studies, you might be able to target our daycare licensing representative title. Under that children and family services intern position, if in your degree you also have at least 18 undergraduate credit hours in early childhood development or early childhood education. Posting online has the salary ranges. I'm trying to see if I have something that I might be able to open up really quick to see. Yeah. Okay, so depending on your degree, if you have a bachelor's degree, And you apply for the Children and Family Services Intern Option 1. That monthly salary range is from $3,544 to $5,001 a month. If you have a master's degree in something other than social work, so it could be a master's in psychology, sociology, criminal justice, that kind of thing, but you're lacking the experience, you could apply for Children and Family Services Intern Option 2, and that salary would be $3,980 to $5,804 a month.
Thank you for that response, Evia. And before I go ahead and pose the next question for our next employer, I do just want to reiterate, if anyone still on the call has any questions for any of the employers, please feel free to enter those into the chat and we will get those answered for you. Next question that I have, we're going to pivot back to Caterpillar and Ty Smith. This individual asks, what are some career path recommendations for an applicant with all of the following: sales, marketing, finance, technical experience?
Yeah, this is Ty. I would say it just really depends on your passion. I mean, everything you just mentioned to me is kind of in a different avenue. But marketing and sales, those tie together. But just with the technical background, I guess when we're talking technical, if that's more of an IT professional technical side of the business, then I certainly think that could also help within a sales or marketing type of role. We do have some great marketing rotation programs where you get a little bit of flavor of different areas of our business and what those products are capable of, and the folks, our customers, as well as even our service dealers, right? Working directly with them. So I would say, with that kind of background, if I was looking at it from my standpoint and being a recruiter, right, I would say that person would certainly want to try maybe their angle of sales and marketing within the company, and bringing that technical expertise, as you're learning the new products, to be able to understand, how does this impact our customer? How can we use that as a sales point, and really drive that message home? So that would be my advice, is that you'd probably fall into that more sales marketing niche first, and being able to use that technical experience within that role.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ty. And again, if anyone has any additional questions that they want to ask, please feel free to enter those. We have approximately 5 minutes or so left during the Q&A session. So please enter those questions and we'll get those answered for you. Actually, this will be directed back towards Ty again. We have another question for you. It says, what are the expectations and timing after an application has been submitted?
So it really depends, on our position postings. We mentioned in the description when the requisition is going to come down, and then you can also see it on the website when that posting expires. So I would say within, typically 3 to 4 days after that, kind of depending on the candidate flow we've had. If we have several hundreds of employees in there, it may take a little longer, but typically we're trying to turn those recs around in about 3 to 4 days to review the candidates that have applied. From there, we're now sending those resumes to managers for review. Kind of those top candidates that we felt could be a fit. So I'd add another day or two to that, depending on, what the manager has going on to review. But really about after a week, we're looking to engage and start contacting candidates to schedule interviews. But again, really just depends on what the manager has going on at the facility, or their location, and as well as how many applicants we're looking through. But on average, I'd say about 7 business days, we're ready to start making calls and looking to schedule interviews.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ty. And this next question is actually aimed at Evia once more. This individual asked, would elementary education qualify for intern positions at DCFS?
So with elementary education positions, we don't have any of our job titles that would take advantage of that unless they had those 18 credit hours in early childhood education or early childhood development. Looking at the question, it looks like this person that's asking it doesn't. However, I would suggest that they complete a CMS 100 application and send an email to cms.counseling by email at illinois.gov, and they will then and ask for a career counseling. It's a free service, and they will reply and let that person know by mail what titles they should target throughout the different state agencies. So I'm actually typing that into the chat right now, just to let everyone know that, that is a service that the state offers. It's free. All you have to do is complete the app, submit it with that request.
Fantastic. Thank you, Evia. And I do have one question for Caterpillar once more. Ty, this individual asks, what does under further review mean for a job application?
Yeah, great question. So that could mean quite a few different things. What it does mean, though, is that your resume has been reviewed and considered. And what that consideration could be is just that the recruiter is still looking at other resumes, and then again we'll take kind of that final batch and change statuses to hiring manager review. But if you're under some type of review, under further review status, that means that you've passed kind of the initial entrance of to be evaluated, and that we're not rejecting you at this point. We're either keeping you in mind early on as we're still going through applications, or B, we've even sent your information to the hiring manager for review to be considered for an interview.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ty. At this point, we will go ahead and kind of conclude our Q&A session. I do, however, want to encourage any of those individuals who are still on the call today to enter any questions that you do have into the chat. A copy of the chat will actually be provided to the participating employers here today, as well as registration information. So they will actually be able to do some direct follow-up with you if there are any outstanding questions that didn't get answered here today. At this point, we'll go ahead and pivot to the next portion of the event here today, and that will be an IDES presentation, kind of covering various veteran services that are provided. John Stewart with IDES, are you available to present?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, SIU team. My name is John Stewart. I am a Veterans Career Coach with the Illinois Department of Employment Security. I will be providing you an introduction of the Jobs for Veterans State Grant program here at IDES. Next slide, please. Talk about the introduction for the Jobs for Veterans State Grant program. We have two titles, Veterans Career Coach / DevOps Specialist, and a Veterans Business Specialist. Next slide, please. All leaver and DevOps staff have minimum requirements of knowledge, skills, and mental development equivalent to 4 years of college in social and behavioral science, business administration, or marketing. All staff are U.S. military service members, and we must provide a DD-214 that is not characterized as dishonorable. All DevOps specialists or veterans career coaches must also be a VA service-connected disabled veteran. Within 18 months of hire, we must also pass their federally mandated core competency courses at the National Veterans Training Institute. The Veterans Career Coach or DVOP, some of the duties: we provide individualized career services to all veterans with significant barriers to employment. We also conduct outreach activities at community and faith-based organizations and veteran service organizations. We also partner with the Veterans Business Service Specialist, the leaver, to refer job-ready vets for job development. Veterans with significant barriers to employment are able to receive assistance from all AJC or American Job Centers programs. The Veterans Business Specialist or leaver, their job is to promote to employers, employer associations, and business groups the advantages of hiring veterans. They advocate for all veterans served by the American Job Center with business, industry, and other community-based organizations. They provide or they facilitate employment, training, and placement services furnished to veterans. Many of the leavers work directly with any American Job Center partner staff to assist with placing a specified or a specific veteran participant. Thank you. Now the SIU team will provide a presentation on Illinois workNet.
Thank you so much for that presentation, John. My colleague, David Garvey, will actually be providing a brief overview of workNet tools and resources that are available to the vets that are on the call. David?
Thank you, Daniel and John. So good morning, everyone. My name is David Garvey, and I work with Southern Illinois University's Center for Workforce Development on Illinois WorkNet. I wanted to remind you all that today's session is being recorded and will be made available on the employer booth pages in our virtual job fair area for each of the employers who presented today. And the links to the employer booth pages have been shared in the chat. It'll also be added to our YouTube channel for Illinois WorkNet that's also been shared. I wanted to provide a brief overview of the Get Hired website. This can be reached by entering illinois.gov/get hired. And Get Hired is a web portal that's been designed to connect workers with available job and career training opportunities across the state of Illinois. And so on this landing page here, there's a few different buttons. To keep in mind, this first one, job seekers, click here. This will take you to Illinois Job Link, and from here you can create an account and look for job postings that are available throughout Illinois. The next one to cover is the virtual job fairs here. This will take you to the landing page on Illinois WorkNet for the virtual job fair tool, and job seekers can find which employers in Illinois are hiring by looking at different employer booth pages. And so you can search by keyword or industry or location. And so in this keyword search with hashtag veterans, that'll show the results of all the employers who will be presenting this week as well. And more will be added throughout the week as we continue through it. You can also view upcoming events by clicking on that VJF events button. And on this page, you can see upcoming events. There are additional veterans virtual job fairs we will hold throughout the week, later this afternoon, as well as on Thursday and Friday. And clicking on these will provide you with information on how you can sign up and register for those upcoming events. The online training opportunities button, that will take you to the training quick start guide on Illinois WorkNet. And this page presents different options that are available to you, from community colleges to WIOA approved training programs, other public and private programs, and apprenticeships as well. And below these buttons on Get Hired, there's additional resources that are available, such as unemployment insurance and others as well. And so finally, I want to make note of the Veterans Assistance Guide that's available on Illinois WorkNet. This guide's accessible from the homepage on WorkNet, or you can type in the URL illinoisworknet.com/vets. And this guide includes information, resources for veterans and spouses. You can navigate through these guides by clicking this drop down here or using these arrows to navigate. And this guide includes, information on how to connect to benefits and services, translate skills you've earned in your service to the workforce, and preparing to search for a job. And additionally, we link to other pages that offer an abundance of resources that are available to veterans and their spouses. And I'd like to point out that all the resources that have just been mentioned are free to use for job seekers and will be accessible through this Get Hired Illinois page well beyond this week's events. And with that, I believe we're going to close out. And I do want to give Richard with IDES an opportunity to share any final remarks. Richard?
I want to thank everybody for taking part in today's Veterans Virtual Recruitment Series. Just a reminder that you can participate in each one of this week's events. Tomorrow we'll have a new employer panel that consists of Growmark, the State of Illinois Central Management Services, Hospital Sisters Health Systems, University of Illinois, Illinois State Police, the Veteran Affairs, Ileana Medical Healthcare, and Securitas. Take care and have a great rest of your day.